On today's risk tip, we're going to look at transparency. So why is transparency so important for the management of risk? Well, if we try to cover things up, it actually makes them far worse. No comment is actually saying a lot. So we always want to avoid the no comment situation because that actually digs us into a hole that we often can't get out of. There's quite a few different extremes around what transparency means. Some people don't like any sort of transparency and they live in this opaque world. And I've worked for people like that before. We had an incident once where basically the person who was in charge tried to cover up the incident and didn't actually disclose any of the details of the incident back to school or back to parents. And this went really badly very, very quickly. And so then you have the other intermediate area in which you kind of give a little bit of information, but it's more that no comment. People are aware that something happened, but we're not really telling you much about it. This is also a problem because people fill in the blanks with their imagination. Now, just think about your own imagination. How wild can that get? If you're frustrated about something and you really want an answer, you start to catastrophize. It's the worst case scenario possible all the time. And often when people's children are involved, they will go to the worst case scenario possible as fast as you could drop a lead balloon. So you really want to avoid that situation as well. So transparency, however, is being open and honest about what happened, how it happened, who it happened to. Now, of course, there are some disclosures you can't make in terms of working with students and working with children, but there are a lot of things you can disclose to ensure that you are being transparent with what happened and how you responded to that and how you're going to follow up on that. In life, not everything goes to plan. But if we try to cover up our mistakes or incidents or problems, then this only compounds those problems. If we're transparent in our approach and we approach it in a way to ensure that we don't want this incident or we don't want the issue to ever happen again, that level of transparency helps build that culture of risk management. You're more likely to get people reporting any incidents or issues or any near misses to ensure that you don't have major accidents, rather than people concealing and covering things up, which lead to major accidents. So transparency is one of the most critical parts of our culture of risk management and building that safety culture within our organisation to ensure that we're not only reporting things that have happened, but we look at ways that we continuously improve our programs and prevent major issues from happening.